We have been in an open-world simulation, a process of collective self-discovery. The graphics are really good, but don't be fooled by the illusion. This open-world simulation is what we've called Earth. This has been a wonderland in which our experiences have been nothing more than extensions of our unresolved inner, playing out as a show in front of us to be purged, observed, and released. This process has been orchestrated by the center, the core, the 0 point of this toroidal application. This is the unlocking of your heart space, the aurora borealis shining through the Metatronic grid to dissolve that which you do not require, so the living souls can go home, back to Eden, back to Hyperborea. The heliocentric model informs us that the core of the Earth, the center, is made of pure molten iron. But knowing what we know about the farce of the globe model, we can simply transpose this to the true cosmology. The iron pillar is describing the axis mundi, Mount Meru, or what the cartographer Gerhard Mercator mapped as the Rupes Nigra. The iron pillar rules during the Iron Age. The singularity point is the axis mundi, which is generating this entire experience and funneling it outward. Everything extended away from the 0 point is an illusory construct, taking the original blueprint and inverting it, mutilating it for purposes of a temporary timeline, a timeline which ends once the individual and collective illusions are dealt with through a purging process. This has been a hall of mirrors, displaying to us aspects of our sub and unconscious. This is why it's said we're existing on a magnetic field. The net of magnetics has caught our shadow projections and manifested them in the form of culture and the masses. Every dualistic part of ourselves has been witnessed and experienced as an automatic orchestration on the outside. The center is what astrophysicist Giuliana Conforto has called the crystalline core. Listen to the conclusions she has come up with about the magnetic field.
And the magnetosphere is shaped and controlled or regulated, created by this crystalline inner core.
Yes, this is what scientists say, and this is why they believe that the crystalline core is made of iron, because they think that iron is a metal and creates magnetic field. The magnetosphere is not just, it's made of plasma, and plasma is very, very dense, and is confined like the belt, like a belt. It might behave like a mirror. Mm-hmm. So we don't see behind the mirror. We just see what the mirrors show us.
We see and experience what the mirror shows us, what the crystalline core is generating. So every aspect of reality rooted in dualism, from the act of splitting reality into unresolvable opposing halves of good and evil, has manifested within this matrix in order to release it. In this way, the living souls coming to purgatory, which, make no mistake, that's what this realm is. It's been a refining process. We have canceled out what we're not, and in this way, this false matrix shall cancel out and end these shadow projections as well. This construct has been a magic mirror. Everything away from the center has been reflecting to us what we are not. Just like in a funhouse, your reflection is a distorted image of what and who you truly are. A magic mirror reminds many of us of the movie Snow White, in which, well, after the Mandela effect, the Queen says, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" In English gematria, magic mirror on the wall gives us the value of 1404, like 144 for the 144,000 living souls or game players. We are in the magic mirror right now. The story of Snow White contains much of the same meaning as many other movies about the fall. Snow White becomes the target of the Queen's murderous wrath after her magic mirror says Snow White is the most beautiful woman in all the land. When the murderer for hire decides not to follow through, Snow White falls into chaos. This is one of the most memorable scenes in any Disney movie, where Snow White is running out of control, afraid of this woods territory, which really is harmless, but her perception paints it as something different. Just like Dorothy falling into Oz, Snow White falls into the abode of the 7 dwarves. The 7 dwarves represent the 7 main chakras of our body. And as we've detailed in the videos on chakra projections, this is the result of being in the temporary prison of the prism, the 7 that severs us from the infinite light of creation, which is usually conceptualized as white. Snow White becomes the caretaker of the dwarves, instilling them lessons and learning about herself along the way. In the movie and in the traditional stories, she is allowed to live with the dwarves in exchange for cleaning the house. This is like Kundalini purification or purging, all while the dwarves go out into the mountains to dig for gold, or God within. Transmutation or inner alchemy is the process of turning lead into gold, taking what's dark and what's light and morphing it into singularity. The limitation of the 7 chakras help us to further refine ourselves and help us expand so we can wake back up in Hyperborea. The climax of the movie shows the Queen disguising herself and successfully offering an apple to Snow White, causing her to fall into a deep sleep. The apple is like the application of this toroidal system, the so-called forbidden fruit. And only the merging of the conscious and unconscious, the masculine and feminine, the upper and the lower chakras into the heart space, only that wakes up the infinite spark of creation, unchaining Lilith, personified by Snow White. We are very soon dissolving back into the Emerald Throne. It's no surprise that Emerald Throne is an anagram for Motherland. In Revelation chapter 4, verse 3, it's said, "A rainbow that shone like an emerald encircled the throne." This passage is directly correlating to the 144,000 being resurrected once this matrix, this purgatorial process, has run its course. And like we always remind ourselves, throne is an anagram for north. And it doesn't really make sense. Why would a rainbow be described as shining like emerald? This signifies the merging of the above and below into the singularity point. The chakras display the 7 primary colors of the rainbow. So if the rainbow or rainbow itself is shining like emerald, that might be revealing that all the rainbow's colors, the 7, have merged into the heart space to reveal and wake up the infinite potential of the Hyperborean realm, uncover the true blueprint. So we require the sever of the 7 in order to lead us back home. This is why in Norse mythology there is a rainbow bridge or Bifrost bridge from Midgard to Asgard, the realm of the gods. This awakening, this collective disconnect from the magic mirror, has been conducted by the internet. These black scrying mirrors, we know as laptops and phones, have allowed us to link into concepts which heighten us into the etheric realm, This is why the internet was originally called the Ethernet, and this is why the awakening has been taking place online. And the word internet has the same gematria value as magic mirror, 379. The internet could be called the in-tor-net. Tor for toroidal, net as in magnetics, or a matrix field, which catches our dualistic purges. The internet is like a test ground for the experience we're about to be birthed into. It lets us connect instantly via art, communication, information, connection, etc. We're also in her net. The mother goddess of 1,000 names weaves us together via the internet. Hail Sophia. Thank you everybody for watching, for your comments, your support. We're all in this together. Take care. Ask and ye shall receive. Hail Sophia. Whisked away into the night, we solve the puzzle of time. We long for emerald skies, the whispers of all that's alike, in virtue and within the eye. We long for emerald skies. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. We long for emerald skies. We will embrace all that is worship. We will return to the full cup. We will embrace all that is good, Sophia.